Hello and welcome to Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody! I put about 6 hours in so far, and I'm really liking it, and I wanted to just take some time to talk about my early thoughts of the game. I never got to play Fable's Chocobo's Dungeon for the Wii. I always heard good things about it, so I'm very excited to get the chance to play this remaster now. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty standard dungeon crawler for the most part, but Chocobo is able to switch between the various different jobs from Final Fantasy after you unlock them, and each job, of course, has their own special abilities. I'm currently working on trying to level Thief, and I have Steel and Blinding Needles unlocked for it. It's a lot of fun to just mess around with the jobs in this game, and I could very easily see myself getting lost and trying to level all of them, trying to explore the whole area and make sure that you get everything on every floor while also capitalizing on all your JP points. I have the DLC buddy with me, Alpha, and he's really good. But I'm still finding some areas of the game a little difficult. It's definitely requiring some thought and some strategy in a lot of places. But I'm really liking it so far. I think the story's pretty good so far. The remixes of the music have been really solid. Some of the ways that you get some of the jobs are really cool. I don't want to spoil too much for people with this early impressions. But this is a really solid game in a way that I kind of was afraid it wouldn't be when I heard that it'd be a remaster of a Wii title. I was kind of afraid that they would just, give it a basic overcoat again and let it be, but really happy with what they did here, and I think it stands on its own, even being a remaster, as a really solid dungeon crawler. The different abilities that you can get and that you can use work really well. The different buddies that you can bring with you, because once you've beaten up some of these enemies enough and got enough BP from them, you can bring them as buddies, which changes things up again, because you'll have a different skill set. Now we can bring Mandra Red along with us. And I just think it's really cool, the amount of customization that you have. I am still struggling with a boss fight that I'm on right now, which is kind of why I wanted to just take some time to grind up some levels and grind up some BP and get some more JP for some of these jobs. And I can see myself very easily getting lost in the grinding, trying to unlock everything and get all the moves and see every part of the game. But it's really solid so far. The voice acting has been a little rough. I don't know if the voice acting is a direct port from the Wii title, and that is why. Sometimes it's great, and then sometimes it just feels a little weird. And I also have to remind myself, we can now bring Ghost along, I have to remind myself that I can use angles as well, that I don't just have to go straight forward. Lining up the abilities is a fun challenge, which I think is a really cool way to do it, instead of just you hit the ability and it targets the most closest enemy to you, Having to manage your hunger is a pretty basic dungeon crawler style mechanic, but it reminds me a lot of Digimon World 2 and having to manage your fuel gauge. Digimon World 2 being one of my favorite games of all time. Obviously, that excited me a little bit. This is just a really good experience, and if you've been wondering whether or not you should pick it up because you don't know, how it plays, or if you're going to like it, if you're a Final Fantasy fan or if you're not, I think it's worth trying. I really enjoy it so far. It definitely has its flaws, and it feels a little bit slow at the start as you meander around the town, but I do think it picks up. I do think it pays off in a really cool way so far. I will have more, thoughts on it as I continue to play more and as I get further into the game. But I'm really digging it so far. Definitely going to put some more time into it. It helps, too, that a dungeon crawler on the Switch means I can just take it wherever I want. Definitely adds to some of it. I think if I had got the PS4 version, I might not have been playing it as much as I am. Just because of that. But I really like it so far, and I definitely recommend it. We're going to finish off this dungeon here. Hit the steam trap again. We need to some Gyasa Greens, though, if we have any, and we don't. Gyasa Greens. Okay. Take them out, Alpha. Take them out, Alpha. Alpha from Final Fantasy XIV being a DLC buddy is really cool. Really nifty to have Alpha running around with me. Out the map. Okay, that's fine. I thought for a second that was going to be another hunger trap and we were going to get immediately hungry again. The hunger meter is the real thing you got to balance. Trying to make sure that you brought enough you also grains with you or that you find enough on the way. Very important. We should have this guy down lock now. He's a pretty early boss, and he's blinded now, so we shouldn't have to worry about too much. I should have stolen from him. I didn't even think about it. But we now have Thief to level 2. What's the new ability? Stealth Step and Poison Needles. Nifty. Okay. And that's what really I think is carrying me on the most. I mean, the story is cute and fun, even if it is a little bit slow in some cases. And the music is great, but unlocking all these cool new abilities, switching through the jobs, and finding the ones that work for you the best are really, really cool. I like that a lot. With all that said, though, I have been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Let me know your thoughts on Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, everybody, in the comment section down below. And if you're curious about this game, let me know if you have any specific questions. I'll answer any that I can. But remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, everybody, has to offer.